I have altered your gift, Owen. You now have the choice to cause misfortune upon those that you touch. You are no longer permanently tainted. It is now your decision, your freedom, what you want.
Brian puts a hand on Owen's shoulder.
Thank you. Thank you so deeply for everything.
You are very welcome. And now, I am no longer compelled by my nature to right any more wrongs. I can rest. Mistra, I wish to surrender my deific power.
What? Ollie?
Mistra's eyes narrow. Are you sure about this? More sure than I have ever been. I am tired, and I need a holiday. A very, very long holiday.
Ollie.
Very well. A swirling mass of purple, green, and red surrounded in a faint yellow aura leaves Alidomara, moving to hover above Mistra, before it is absorbed into a smaller receptacle within Mistra's cloak. Alidomara then stands back up, looking exactly like his human form, but with a small, nigh unnoticeable cat-like slit to his eyes.
Oh darn, I thought you'd look better.
Mistra rolls her eyes. Well, my work is cut out for me. Not only am I going to have to rewrite the laws of magic again, so this whole fustercluck doesn't happen for a third time, not only are we going to have to drop a new pact primeval, however long that will take, but now there are even more important seats that need filling. Thanks for the extra work, Amontolo.
Was the god of mischief, dear Mistra. What were you expecting?
Amontolo smiles. Oh, don't be a sourpuss. But hey, let's be honest. It's only fair to extend these opportunities to those who deserve it most. And you have perfect prospects right here.
Huh?
Indeed. Heroes, the multiverse owes you an unpayable debt. You have proven yourselves worthy 1,000-fold. We offer you the chance to become gods.
Jalrum takes one giant step back at hearing that.
So does Faye.
Mistra waves her hand. It is fine if you say no. Many gods have long lists of favored mortals, and we can easily find others who would be more than willing to take these mantles. It is a big choice. I will give you time to deliberate, but you must decide soon.
Can I have a spot?
Anna?
It's that Mistra looks down upon her. And she just shakes her head.
Oh, but it sounded like fun.
Hannah.
What?
I'll explain it to you later.
Ooh.
Points for ambition, though.
I looked at Ivan. I don't want to be a god. I wanted to travel the world with you and your people. I wanted to start a family. I almost lost it, but now I have an opportunity to start it up again.
Again, this is a choice. I would not force this upon you.
After everything that we've been through, after all that we've lost and all that we've dreamed of, all I want right now is to be by the woman I love and the friends I've made, making a bright new tomorrow for my people and all people in the ways we know best. I don't want to wave my hand and make problems disappear. I want to be there in person when they disappear. I want to be there in person to see the smiles on everybody's faces, my friends and my people, and more than anything, yours. There's no amount of deidal power in the world that could compare to how strong I feel just standing by your side right now.
I'm gonna die.
Jal looks to Faye. I don't think I can go through this.
I already know that I can't.
And
The only thing I've ever wanted was to have a loving family, and I'm not going to find that if I'm sitting on some throne in the celestial plane or anything of the like.
I know. And I want to be there for when our kids grow up.
Mm-hmm.
And they're off on their own adventures.
I feel the same way. We have far too much to do down here than to ever think about becoming deities.
It seems that most.
Sure, I can't do it.
Hannah Wormwood.
You're all saying no.
Mistra,
Yes.
if we say no, are we allowed to have a say or at least give preference to a candidate who might be a worthy candidate?
She shakes her head. That's not your choice, unfortunately. Seems that people have come to some sort of decision. We'll start with you. Mr. moves up to Owen. How do you wish to be addressed? Your chosen name, Owen Lightbringer, or your birth name, Vorgern Vineblight?
I don't suppose I've ever really had that much attachment to my first given name. And if I'm being honest, I would imagine that the name that Oli Demara and I chose for me later on will inspire a great many more.
Very well. Owen Lightbringer, you have been rewarded for your great deeds to the multiverse. Do you accept the mantle of deity to obtain godlike power and the responsibility that comes with it, to live for eternity on the plane and layer of Ysgard, the realm of moral chaos?
Truly, it sounds fascinating. I accept.
Owen?
Owen?
Very good. Mistra moves over to Rhyme. How do you wish to be addressed? Your chosen name, Rhyme Bowerstone, or your birth name, Rhyme Bakalis?
I've known only Rhyme Bowerstone my whole life, but if anyone whispers the name Barkalis, I will listen.
Very well. Rhyme Bowerstone, do you accept the mantle of deity? To live for eternity on the plane of Arcadia, the realm of moral law, on the lair of Abellio.
Would I still be able to see Father Lightbringer?
Of course. The Outlands is neutral.
And
I believe that Lightbringer has made a few promises to visit the Outlands occasionally.
and I'll be able to watch over my family.
Yes.
Then I accept.
I have already heard everyone else's answers. So, let's go to the one who's been shockingly quiet. Queen Jaminia Malum, do you accept the mantle of deity, to live for eternity on the plane of Celestia, the realm of holy order, on the lair of Mercuria? Jaminia closes her eyes. Funny. If you had asked me this a week ago, I would have said yes.
Well-
I could probably do much good as a goddess, but... She looks to Hana and pats her on the head. I'm not going to abandon my family. Very well.
Last chance. If you really want her, I'll go too.
Hana. Oh, dear goodness.
Mistra looks towards Ryman Owen.
Sorry.
We may have to work on some name changes. After all, in order to command respect as a deity and maintain your power, you must sound the part. We'll also get the paperwork for your tribunals and ceremonies ready in due time. But for now, she gestures towards the exit of the arena. You have many people you need to talk to.
So, that just happened.
Yeah. So, deities, huh?
I wasn't terribly surprised. I had a deep suspicion that this is what Oli Damara had intended for me quite some time ago. But since I didn't know how the story was going to end, I couldn't really say for sure.
Amontala frowns. Oh, was I that predictable?
Yeah, little.
I wasn't
I don't-
asking you, cat!
What did I do?
No one.
That's exactly what I was about to say.
Amontala raises his finger, he's like... and then bends it. Shut up!
Tantamon sticks out her tongue.
So, is it weird to say that that after all this we would be prime candidates for godhood?
No. As I was growing up, I always thought of you as such. people who came from far and wide, force for good against the darkness and the demons.
Unfortunately, it's true. Our tails may have been tall, but we're all just humanoid.
Not for long. Amber punches Owen in the shoulder.
Shouldn't you say something like, "Speak for yourself, two legs"?
Oh yeah, Amber can do that now and not get any fallback.
You know how long I've been holding that back, old man? And how infuriating that I won't be able to do it again anytime soon.
Can you pray for a deity to punch somebody?
I'll listen.
Yes, it depends on
Hang
whether or
on.
not.
And while I know Owen can choose who he wants to give bad luck to, I'm going to take every chance I get before he becomes a god of chaos. And do stuff like this. She proceeds to grab Owen by his head and starts noogieing him.
So, Owen, do you want to afflict her with bad luck, or are you going to let her have this?
I am a patient dwarf. This seems like a step up for me, given the life I've lived.
I was gonna say, because I'm small enough, I jump behind Owen and I kind of grab his arms and move around like a puppet. My name's Owen. I don't talk much.
It's like Jaminia smiles. So the god is feeling generous today.
Keep this up, and you have a new apocalypse on your hand in the next 5 minutes.
Yeah. Jaminia looks towards the fallen members of Venom. I should send some guards to collect them for proper burial.
She was looking over at Amber and Jalarum. I know none of us really will miss this one, she points to Elvana, or that one, Zaylen. But if I am a deity, there may be something I could do for these two.
Jalen walks over towards Soren's body.
Amber does the same for Cruel.
Yeah. Immantolo immediately rushes over to Rhyme and puts his finger on her lips. I know what you're thinking. And people aren't supposed to know about that. Shh.
I will neither confirm nor deny anything. But I just wish to hear their desires, if they would want me to do anything.
I was just thinking about a proper burial. Cruel. I've never seen another humanoid as loyal as he was. He was willing to do the same I did. He was willing to protect those who couldn't protect themselves. He threw himself in harm's way to save Zaylen. Wait, is that his name? Zaylen. Belial. Dang it.
Belial, yeah.
Too many names.
It's okay.
If that ain't the soul of a dragon, I don't know what is.
Soren did what he did because he never got closure with his mother. And with his soul obliviated, he's never going to get that chance.
I I'm not 100% sure if that answers my question. If I could, would you want me to do something for their souls?
They don't have any.
Hardly a trifle. I said if. I just wish to hear their desires, Ollie.
Mm.
There's nothing you can do for him.
If there is something you can do, if it's possible their souls are not obliterated, can you just make sure that Cruel doesn't end up in Bator?
I'll do my best. If I can.
He did the most loyalist thing to protect someone else. That does not deserve punishment.
It deserves reward, if anything. Someone who's that loyal to their friends deserves to be treasured. Puts a hand on Amber's shoulder.
She grasps it back.
Well, the world is my oyster. I'll see what I can do. This will be fun.
Oh, that's dangerous. All right, I'm going to go take a nap. Maybe venture into a few taverns and drink myself into a stupor. Good day.
Don't have too much water.
Amber picks up Ivan and just snuggles him.
Jiminya looks at all of you. I think we should leave now.
Lead the way, Your Highness.
Hana takes Jem's hand. All right, let's go.
You leave the arena slightly unsure about the events that have transpired, and you take trepid steps outside. As you leave, you see many destroyed buildings, everyone familiar to you, as well as the citizens of Direction and all of Alatastica see that you exist. It starts as a small clap from Cassian, then explodes into a thunderous applause. You all smile as you stand together, taking in the jubilant cheers of a grateful world.
Aww.
It was a big day for you yesterday, and many of you are still tired. These beds are unbelievably soft. But you all wake to the familiar smell of delicious food.
Amber just leaps out of the bed and runs.
If that bellow didn't wake up everybody in the freaking castle.
That bellow did wake up everybody in the freaking castle. Feathurin, you see a flower vase next to on the side table next to you filled with red spider lilies. As well, and you know that these are also called hell flowers. And you see a note sticking out of it.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm gonna read it.
Ooh.
Sorry about earlier. Love, Vienna. Archduchess of Malbolge.
Oh, Fiona. I never blamed you for it at all.
So, this is the last hero's feast.
Unless one of you all learn it.
I literally just picked up Ivan out of bed and point like, food, now, let's go.
Food, let's go.
So,
Where's Jaminia?
Yeah. Where is she?
you hear a voice from behind you, Phaethurin. Woo! Chicken!
Oh, jeez! Oh.
Kylo,
Okay.
you're alive. Thank. Me?
Okay, Phaethon has quite seriously had enough. Her hand reaches out and she just grabs Kylem's collar. If you do that to me one more time while I am carrying this child, you will find out why people are afraid of making hormonal women angry.
Oh, can I help?
Both of you.
You need to be hormonal first.
Both of you stop it. He can't control it. Kylam, I'm just glad you're alive.
Yeah. You know what? Me too. He just smiles. I'm glad all of you are alive too.
What about the fairies?
They're alive. They're alive too. It's just we were a little surprised. Thankfully, Lathnalor wasn't a death trap.
No, that.
Yeah, they apparently cast the spell somewhere else. Lucky me. He moves over to the food and just starts grabbing things. Man, you guys ain't like this every day. He looks over to Owen. Man, they must love you, Sir Owen.
Amber goes sad suddenly at that. Oh,
Yeah.
that's right. Do you really want to be a god of chaos, Owen?
One thing I've learned in my existence is that when you're looking at yourself in the mirror, you have to realize it isn't all about you. It's what I've been saying to myself for a long time now.
I still
there
have
are a
people
great
without
many.
people.
There are a great many people who apparently need me.
Like me when I get
Excuse me.
hungry.
Yeah, Kylam belches. Oh, yeah. Sorry to ruin the moment, but yeah, I was actually sent here with a purpose. What was it? Oh yeah, Queen Jaminia, she set up a social gathering in the throne room of Directian to formally announce the end of the war, and I was sent to fetch you. He starts taking more food onto the plate. I'm keeping this. and then he just walks off.
Wait!
Tantamile's actually playing with a strangely willing Lucid.
Yeah, he was the one who wanted to do it this time.
Okay, he pauses by Phaethurn. If you ever bring this up again, I will peck you every single day until that kid pops out. And then he just keeps on flying around.
Ah! Hey, Wiley, do I get to be a special god thing too, like that big snake?
Good question.
Whee!
I just thought we'd be able to get to know you two even more now that things are settling down. She says to both Owen and Rhyme.
If I've learned anything from traveling with you, it's that being a god doesn't really stop people from popping in on you people.
So you won't be strangers then?
No. Why would I? I still have a cousin to visit.
I mostly went for Owen.
Well, we're gonna be praying to you too every single night, so I hope you keep a line open.
Oh, Tamara doesn't mind that.
Oh, wait. Gerald looks down at his sword, like, oh, whoever's gonna be the next Erevan.
Well, did anything ever actually happen to Erevan? Your sword never stopped working.
That's true.
And I never felt anything wrong on my end, so Tamara must be doing okay.
Well, then again, Erevan's is one of the chaotic deities, so he must have found a way to slip out. What?
Nothing. You're just cute. And she kisses him on the cheek.
Do you feel any better, Fair Thurin?
Faye opens her mouth to answer, then, for the first time, her stomach growls audibly.
Uh-oh. May you want to stand back. Do you want me to, honey, would you like to direct you to a lavatory?
I'm not sick. Her eyes actually dart over to the ham, and she actually grabs a big slab of it and starts chomping.
Oh, we're at that.
Amber's jaw is hanging on the floor.
Oh, we're at that.
Don't judge me.
I'm
Hey,
not.
no judgment here.
I was more concerned with, Corellin.
It's probably going to take time. But at any rate, I think Kylam said that Jaminya's waiting for us for a social gathering.
Yes.
Yeah, let me. Jalum quick makes a ham sandwich and is like, we're probably going.
So, you step out of the bedroom and into the courtyard and gardens, heading towards the throne room. The guards see you approach and step inside, giving you a soldier's salute. You enter the large stony gates, and the last time you were here, it was dimly lit and filled with dreaded anticipation. Now, it's full of bright voices and well-lit lighting.
Oh.
Oh,
She
I
is-
am. Oh, okay. I guess
Sorry,
I'm a
go
dragon.
ahead.
Okay. No, I was just realizing. Oh, I guess I'm a dragon again. Okay.
What?
Yeah.
Just hang on,
Yeah.
my
It's. I
computer's acting
assumed you.
up.
I assumed you would. All right. So, Ryan, you see Nyan off in the corner, just leaning against the wall.
Are your soldiers all right?
They are. It's. I didn't hear some very encouraging things today.
It will take time, Nyan. Change takes time.
I know.
I didn't become like this overnight. It took me at least a week.
She raises her eyebrow. If I recall correctly, you transformed into that literally in less than an hour.
I meant.
She gives you a sibling like smirk and just lightly taps you on the shoulder.
I need to learn how to tease. Got it. I meant be a better person, Nyan.
Well, we're family now. Get used to that.
Ugh. Teasing. This is new. I'll have to ask Bluebell to teach me.
Okay. Well, he's inside. If he's inside, if you want to talk to him, but I think I'm just going to stay out here. I think it's best, I don't make a scene or anything.
As long as you're safe, I don't mind.
So I'm just imagining she does actually ask Bluebell, and he's just like, "Oh, I have notes," and pulls out like this, like dictionary-sized book.
That's Steven Universe, the wedding planner.
So yes, there are a lot of people here. Anyone in particular you wish to speak to?
Oh, Mother, Uncle Arthur, Lark.
Little fairy. Urthor moves over to Phaethor and you did it.
Lucid lands on Ulysses' shoulder and like nuzzles her, and he's sitting there just placidly.
Yeah, Ulissa just clamps around Phaethor and
Ah!
I wanted to visit you, but there were so many guards. They said you needed rest, and
Mother, it's all right. It's all right.
Urthor it says, "Oh yes." So he looks towards Lark. This one has been telling me some interesting things.
Faye looks over at Jalorm and gestures him to come over.
Oh, hang on, I'm sorry, I'm just moving the thing. Alright. Hello?
Hi,
Again?
Lark.
Hi, is it okay for me to call you Mom?
Phaethor holds her arms open. Of course it is.
Lark just like ear to ear grin and just like runs to embrace Phaethor and
Faye holds her other arm over to Jalorm.
Yeah, I'm assuming Jalaran walks in to the embrace.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, big happy family hug.
I have no idea how I'm gonna say this without crying. Okay, so I think I've said this before, but I'd always wanted to play D&D while I was growing up. I just never had any friends to do so with, so when you first asked me to partake in a campaign, that was already really awesome in and of itself. But beyond that, getting to be Phaethor and welcome to the show's just been indescribable. I've legitimately learned things about myself, and I've come to terms with a lot of issues that I had. There it is. Can't say this without crying. This game really helped me sort through a lot of mental and emotional problems, and I can genuinely say that prior to playing this, I would not have been as comfortable as I am now letting myself be vulnerable in front of people. Your campaign really changed me for the better, Josh. There was a point towards the end where I said as Faye that this journey and these friends helped me become someone I could be proud of being, not just someone I can tolerate. I meant that. This campaign, these friends I've grown so close with, this world you created, all of it, it's just helped me so much more than I can describe. So Josh, thank you. Thank you so much for making this campaign and letting me be part of it. I'm really blessed to have you as a friend, and I'm so honored that I get to call you my dungeon master.
Father Lightbringer, I believe your father is up front. If you actually take over the mantle of Elidamara, you will actually be his deity.
Many more that I'm sure that will come as quite the pleasant or even unpleasant surprise, I'm sure.
I actually completely lost track of Owen and Rhyme.
They're right up.
They're right in front of Thorian.
I was just checking to make sure he was okay. Do you want to go say hi, Father Lightbringer?
I'm sure I could say a few words. to the family I left in Optimar all those years ago.
Do you want me to go with you?
You are welcome to tag along if you wish.
Come on.
Josh, I can't say how much it means to me that you indulged me and let me join in on Welcome to the Show. At first it was at someone else's insistence, but as I grew to love the characters that you and the others wrote, I really wanted to be more and more and more and more and more involved in it. Now I'm involved in about 4 campaigns because of you. And because of you and this campaign, I have some of the best friends I could ever ask for and a huge support network, including just basically all of them. Thank you for indulging Rayan, really, and thank you for rolling with the punches with Hana when I accidentally screwed her up. Thank you for letting me be Sexy Glazia, because that's funny as heck. Thank you for letting me roll with Fierno once we figured out the horrible dad angle. And even though we had our issues with rhyme and stuff like that, thank you for letting me be a playable character, and working with me to make her as epic and as helpful as she has been. I've needed these friends, and I've needed you pretty much since, I've been in it since late 2017, like September, October, November-ish. And I feel so close with them, and I feel basically that's all because of you. So thank you, my love. I needed Brony D&D so much, and I still will continue to need it because I love it, and you've done an amazing job. I love you, sweetheart.
All right. So, as you approach the dwarven area, you hear Orkrim and Gardrim talking to each other. I don't understand, my boy. If you hadn't died, why hadn't you returned? I never returned because we were dwarves. You always talked about how we were supposed to be strong. We were supposed to be warriors. I was going to be the next king. How could I live up to that if my legs were like this? You see Orkrim just he sticks his hand to his head and just hits himself really, really hard. I have never hated my past self more than I do right now.
Voice from the wind. I can relate.
See, Verdok sees you approach, and he moves up to you. He's about to hug you, and he hesitates for a little bit before just pulling you into a hug. I really don't care right now.
It's good to see that there's been more father-son reconciliation as of late.
So, it's done. The question does need to be asked. What happens now between you and I?
I suppose you shouldn't doubt in yourself anymore. There were many other players in the works that, even though it caused great despair and misfortune in so many ways, it led to a greater level of joy and freedom that I still have yet to fully understand. I don't doubt either of us have regrets. But you needn't feel that you have to base your entire existence on such regrets.
I see. Willing to be a better person in your life if you'll let me. I haven't fully kicked the bottle, admittedly, but I am trying. It's one day a year, it still gets too hard. And you know which day it is. But no depress. Oh, remember what you were instructed. Okay. Ooh. I sought help. Little too late, but I got there eventually.
When Josh first approached me for making a character in Brony Dungeons and Dragons, I was hesitant. I had many experiences of people wanting me to join their D&D groups over the decades, especially in the case of my older brother, but I had a hard time thinking that this would really be for me. I suppose it really came down to I just didn't have people to play with that I really wanted to spend so much time with. So, when Josh decided that this was going to happen, he was going to make sure that we were all gung-ho about this, no matter how many times he had to really convince us. And I decided, you know what? Okay, I will see whether we can get anywhere with this, but first, I want to be sure that everyone else in the group gets to be what they want. And then I could fill out the gap of whatever might be needed else. At the time, I hadn't really expected that I'd have that much fun with whatever part I was playing because I was just more concerned about balancing the group, I suppose. But Josh found a way. He found a way that I could be much more invested into my character than I could have expected. And between the two of us, we had decided early on, you know what? If we keep this curse a secret from the group and give very subtle hints here and there, it could lead to a grand surprise much further down the line. And because Josh was willing to go that much further for my sake, to make sure that everybody was having that kind of fun with the game, I felt invested. I felt, wow, this is something I'm looking forward to. Like, a lot. Especially in those early days, we were playing D&D sessions every week, maybe every other week. We were just go because this is so much fun. So I did want to thank Josh for really going above and beyond, making sure that everyone felt excited and passionate about what they were doing and who they were playing with. He really did go the extra mile to make sure that even I, when I was attempting to fill out whatever gaps in the group were needed to make it more balanced, he still found a way to make it all the more exciting for me. Thank you kindly, Josh. Thank you so very kindly for making sure that we were all gung-ho about this right from the get-go.
All right.
Cute.
All right. So, let's move on to Ivan
Yeah.
and Amber.
Well, there's a lot of people in the back I want to talk to, but I'm gonna start with who's right in front of me.
Yeah. So,
No.
Valkatov, Ivan, and Vizikra leap over the pews and hug the two of you.
Amber takes a deep, calm breath and then transforms into her form, human form.
Diane.
Perfect.
I need to get used to this. Used to not being scared anymore.
Ivan looks at all of you and says, I can't believe you guys did it! Well, I can. I always hope, but... You guys are my heroes. You know that?
Oh. Amber puts her hand on his head. I think I should be calling you my hero. Shouldn't I?
And his eyes widen, and you see him very, very calmly just give him the throat cut gesture. And then Valkatov and Vizikra look towards Ivan in confusion. What is she talking about?
Oh, nothing. He's just been praying for us from afar. He's been giving us strength in a non-direct way. We just wanted to thank him for that. He winks at Ivan.
Incontinent steeds are jealous of you right now, Ivan.
Wow. Okay. So Valkatov and Vizikra just shrug and say, "Yeah, that makes sense." Yeah. Valkatov ruffles his hair. It's going to be great. It's going to be great, you know, raising a family, not having to worry about anything anymore.
I'm not gonna lie, getting to see the two of you in each other's arms, not only the first time, but the second time after what happens, I consider that one of the happiest things I've ever done on this journey.
Preach. Oh, Amber spots a Marta.
Yeah, Marta is sitting with Carlton, and they're just sprawled out, just relaxing.
Comfortable?
Not really. This is very stiff wood.
Amber sticks her hand out to Marta.
Amarta raises her eyebrow and just very gently grabs it trepidatiously.
Amber grips it tightly and yanks her into a hug.
Hey! Amarta just gently pats her on the back. I knew you could do it.
I didn't. But you believed. Just thank you. I know I'm gonna have a lot more questions later on. Now that.
Oh, fair enough. We do have a lot to talk about. But I would like to get you to know you a little more, not as your deity, but as your friend.
Ooh. I'd like that.
Yeah, you see Carlton just looking at the display. He's got his He's got his cheeks cupped in his hands, and he's just watching with a dopey grin.
Aww.
Well, I mean, I'm bigger now, and fire and lightning and half breed and figuring out all the dragon stuff. And I think I'm gonna stay like this for a little while. It feels kind of weird though, because now I'm not as big, so I don't feel like I can protect. Yeah, Ever's rambling.
Yeah. It's like Amarda just puts her finger on her lips. We'll get to that. We got a long time to work things out. Life is not life is a marathon. It is not a race.
What can I say about this D&D session that I haven't already said in some of my other videos? This is the session that got me back into giving D&D a chance after a really rough and uncomfortable experience. Not only that, it provided me an opportunity to bond with my current friends and even made some new friends. I mean, I have never met Armal until Josh introduced her to me, and Lord behold, she became his wife at the end of the day. And then I also met Shay, and Shay's become a wonderful friend as well. I cannot begin to express how amazing this journey has been, because not only did I get to bond more with my current friends like Josh, Ellie, Doc, and Voice and Finn, but also I was able to get out of my shell and able to enjoy what I used to do when I was a kid, and that was make believe and pretending to be something I kind of hoped I would be. And if that weren't enough, it came to a point where I actually got a bit of catharsis in being able to express some emotional weight from losing a family member back in 2010 with my father. That was a very emotional but very deep subject for me, and if it weren't for this campaign, I don't think I ever would have been as confident as I am now in expressing my feelings more, and also improving on my artwork, for crying out loud. I used to hate drawing people. I detested it. I hated drawing people. I only drew ponies or creatures that walked on 4 legs. Not much has really changed, but I have been able to basically draw more people, and now I've gotten more comfortable, and I'm actually having fun drawing people now because of this D&D session. I cannot believe how addicted I got to this whole thing about D&D, and I have so much to thank to Josh for hosting it and hosting more games from then on, and even encouraging people like Eliora and Armel to host their own campaigns that I thoroughly enjoy very much. So yeah, Josh, thank you so much. You are a great friend, and I thank you for dragging me into this campaign kicking and screaming all the way, because it was totally worth it in the end.
All right, so I guess we can move on to
Faye Part 2.
Yeah.
Yes. You guys get to Part 2.
So you see, Sylvester, Murphy, Nora, and Gareth see the two of you approach, and they smile. Sylvester gives you a punch in the arm, Jalaram, and Murphy just pulls you into a headlock.
Oh, ow, 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 ow.
The first thing that Faye does is she pulls Nora and Gareth into a hug.
Oh, it's not we were not expecting that.
I told you before. You're special. No, you're special to us, Nora. And Gareth, that goes for you too. I'll probably never truly get over the regret and guilt for what we caused in your childhood, but...
Back at you.
But, you know what? I think that it's time we all let go of the past and start moving forward, you know?
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Jalam's tapping out on Murphy. Uncle!
Yeah, it's like Murphy pulls him out of the headlock and just starts just grabs him by his sides and just starts swinging him around. You did it, man! Woo!
Murphy, you don't make the poor man throw up.
And then he immediately stops and then just drops Jalarum. And then he just looks down, looking all bashful. Sorry.
It's okay, buddy. Oh.
No. Sylvester looks at you. So, when can we expect? Wink, wink, and nudge, nudge.
Baby shower invitations.
Tell you what. Start the planning for the bachelor party and then the baby shower, and then we'll get back to you. Because we still have a wedding to do. Actually, now John looks over towards Amber and Ivan have disappeared too. Actually, make that 2 weddings.
That's right. Oh my gosh! Amber just starts freaking out now. Ooh, I don't have anything ready to go. Ooh.
So Jalen puts both hands on shoulders of both Sylvester and Murphy. So I think I'm gonna need you two to be my best men.
Yeah, it's Murphy's face is just gone absolutely red. Yeah, so Sylvester gives a big fanged, toothy grin. Wouldn't miss it.
John brings him his hug. Oh, this was for Walt and Benny.
They'll be there in memory.
I've played Dungeons & Dragons before, albeit the 4th edition. I stopped playing after 6 sessions because my group never had the chance to finish. We were also terrible at playing the game. When I was invited to create a character for a Dungeons & Dragons session in our Team Fortress 2 chat, I was itching to electronically roll the dice once again. Welcome to the show. At first I thought it was a neat little experiment to try out with friends. Just a chance to engage in combat and live out our high fantasy fanfics. By the final session, I never thought I would have a character who would take the leader position. Dungeons & Dragons has been the one thing I look forward to providing a dose of escapism. It's a healthy distraction from the work week and all the crap that goes on in the world. And when your job is literally covering 2020 from start to finish, sometimes you need to be with friends and roll natural 20s on Asmodeus' manifestation of his own soul. This group, through its ups and downs, got me through the worst of times. To that I say, thank you, Josh, for allowing my creative juices to flow, and thank you for helping me through the dumpster fire of a year that was 2020.
Alright, so, anyone else?
Yes. Well, before we do that, I was going to say, Ivan sneaks up behind Gustro, trying to be as silent as possible, and he goes up to his ear and says, "Don't panic. I'm just trying to sneak up on you."
That's horrible.
Yeah, and so Gustro turns his head to look at Ivan and looks down, and he gives you that look that a grandpa gives you when you're being silly.
Well, I guess there's no way to hide it now. Sneak attack! And he jumps on top of him and gives him a huge hug.
Yeah, so Gustro and Ivan just start hugging and swinging each other around. My boy, I'm so happy you were able to do this.
I know. I honestly can't believe I got out of it alive, but I'm sorry I couldn't do anything to save our home.
Well, we can always rebuild.
And if it's okay with you, after I tie a certain knot, would you like to join us on a little journey that Amber and I have been planning?
He reels back. What kind of journey?
Well, we thought long and hard about it. We want to take the entirety of my people to go see the world, good and bad, flaws and all, and let them truly experience it for the first time instead of being trapped in the sky or underground.
That's probably going to take a lot of work, but after what's happened, I'm not sure anything's impossible anymore.
Well, I've got good news to tell Amber when she comes over here.
An ode to my first and favorite DM. Josh, over the course of a few years, you took us on a trip of biblical proportions, the equivalent of a Norse epic on a tabletop. And not only did I get a chance to spend time with some of my closest friends, but I got to witness their amazing improv and acting skills. A lot of us were complete beginners when we first started the campaign, but the further we went, the more we just fell in love with the characters and the world, and we just wanted to be a big part of it. I wanted Ivan to have an arc. I wanted to see him develop. I wanted him to have purpose in every episode. I wanted him to have an interesting backstory. I just wanted him to feel real. And you did that, dude. You made a game worth playing and a fantasy world worth living in. And you worked hard. Like, holy cow, did you work hard. I remember all the times you had difficulty or the programs were giving you issues, but you pushed through because you wanted this story to be told. And in the end, it was. You did it. We did it. And all the little things I remember too. I started a demon dance party. I got a child named after me. I sang a song for my dragon girlfriend. I got inebriated by water. It was just so much fun. Welcome to the Show started as just a way to have fun with my friends, and it still is, it very much is. But you turned it into an experience, man. Like, you put me onto D&D forever, and I'm always gonna remember this as both my start and my bar for D&D from now on. Thanks for inviting me to play, man. Thanks for making me feel important throughout the entire campaign. Thanks for giving me an opportunity to test my acting abilities, and thanks for just being a charismatic, fun, dedicated, and hilarious leader. I honestly can't wait to go on our next adventure. So just... thanks, man. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, Amber is actually at Theatral and Suzanne, yeah.
Yeah.
She sticks her hand out with a fist. That's Suzanne. You want another rematch?
Suzanne, look.
Fossil.
Suzanne looks up and down. Yeah, and then he actually gives a small laugh and leans back. Nah, you'd probably win.
I'll make it fair. I'll leave the dwarf at home.
Amber, I think this is supposed to be a formal event.
Instead, this time she just gently sticks out her hand to him.
He takes it back. He gives you a very firm shake, but not painful.
Whatever you said to Ivan, thank you. You helped him where I couldn't.
Simply told the pansy what he needed to hear. Nothing more.
Which is why I know this might be a little awkward. My father trusted you. So, could you, she's just like scratching her head and rubbing it, being really weird and awkward. Could you walk me down the aisle in his honor?
Suzanne just sputters. I'm sorry. What?
He was drinking when she said. He was taking a drink when she said that, wasn't he?
A little bit, yeah.
Do it, Bluebell, or else I'll never let you live it down.
It's either you or Owen. And he's a little short.
Plus, I think, wasn't he going to be the efficient?
What?
Suzanne gets right up into Amber's face, putting his finger right up to her, putting his finger right up to her chin, and just growling. He's like, "That is blackmail."
She's just staring back at him, and she is giving, like, really innocent, but also tearful eyes. Please. Oh.
Fine!
What's the Admiral's reaction to this?
Yeah, Zeadril was taken aback by the declaration, and now she's just kind of giggling into her hands. And then Suzanne just immediately shoots her a glare. Shut the beep.
Amber globs him.
Okay.
Okay, you know what? We are getting that rematch. After this whole ceremony is done, you, me, outside.
Speaking of the ceremony, do you think we should let Jaminia get on with it?
I look forward to it, Zeadril. And Suzanne. Suzanne.
Faye tugs at Jalarum's arm. Come on, Amaya.
Yeah.
Hi, Ben.
Huh? Oh.
I got something to tell you. But later.
I got something to tell you too.
Father Lightbringer, we need you too.
Shall we let Jaminia get on with it? Yes, thank you. And speaking of one-sided embarrassments, my first law shall be to outlaw all stares in the kingdom from this day forward. Thank you!
How do I even begin with this? Should I start with how proud I am of Josh? I knew this was his first real-time DMing, so I honestly wasn't expecting much. Not that I thought he'd be bad, just competent, passable. I certainly did not expect Brony D&D to be my show of the year for 2018 and the best campaign I've ever played in. I really cannot overstate just how thoroughly I enjoyed watching the series, following how Josh built his stories, the emotional ride he took us through, and the weight he delivered them with. I still get chills on the Season 1 finale. I also have gratitude. Gratitude for being allowed to be a part of this, contribute my own ideas to its stories, to take a concept I had had in the back of my head for over 4 years and finally get a chance to bring it to life for everyone to enjoy, to actually finally be able to create Ravus, to create that character, to see it actually play out an idea that I had been wanting to do for so long, just to see if I could, just to see if it could happen. Just thank you. Thank you for the fun, thank you for the thrills, thank you for the horror, thank you for letting me write with you. Thank you for everything. I'm proud of you, mate. And I can't stop there, can I? Listen, I am so happy Josh was leaning in and let you be the dragon you wanted to be, because this series, no, this group could not be the same without you. You are to role players what Josh is to dungeon masters. You are a fantastically gifted, talented, and passionate person, unafraid to take risks and throw yourself into the game. Time and time again, you deliver some of the best scenes of any of us role players, and we would have lost something special if you had never joined. Finn, I know everyone says keep being you, man, never change, and well, that's true. You bring so much happiness to the group. You are such a good friend, such a good person. You did change. You went above and beyond. If Ivan had just stayed as ray of sunshine that he was, would have loved that. He was already one of the best characters, but you decided, no, I want to do more. I want to push myself, I want to test myself, I want to develop the character further, and you did a fantastic job of that, and just well done. Voice, I loved watching how Jalen grew in Season 3. Seeing him step out of his shell like that and really step up as a leader was what made him grow into being my favourite of Directian's heroes. And you came up with so many creative ideas. There's a reason that, not just in character but out of character, I was considered going to be his biggest threat because of your creativity. I wanted to play the rogue character, the smart character who uses his wits. You succeeded. Doc, speaking of creativity, you are a genius sometimes, sir. I love you like to plan and think outside the box. You contributed so much to the identity of Welcome to the Show, and on a personal note, it was so much fun making the reveal of Fulgrim montage with you. Sweetie, thank you for your passion, both as a player and what you put out in your character. I don't know if you'll ever play with us again, but you should do some kind of voice acting. You really have a talent. Ellie, I kind of think I owe you an apology here. See, I know I probably should talk about how much you've given to this series, or how fun your wit is, or how much I enjoyed Faye. I find all that keeps being overshadowed by what you mean to me. You extend the hand of friendship before anyone else. You made me feel welcome from the beginning. You've helped me through so much. You've made me a better person, and I could not be more grateful I met you. Thank you so much for being my friend. Ari, I love you. We have always loved you. We love your work, we love how adorable Rain is. We love Rhyme's story, Glazier's delivery. We love your range, we love Hana's everything. We love how every one of your characters is an instant MVP. You're one of us. We admire you so much. We are so glad you're part of this team. Thank you, everyone.
Where's Jem?
So, here we go. The sound of a door opening echoes throughout the throne room. The crowd has gone silent. Cassian enters first. Looking regal in shining bright golden armor, emblazoned with the symbol of Heronius. Coming out next is Hana.
Who waves frantically, but then stops.
Looking very regal, but to those who know her well,
That's great.
She's so pretty.
I'm so glad you used that picture. Faye gives Hana a small wave and a smile.
Hana looks like she wants to murder whoever made the dress, but she looks happy to see you guys.
Yeah. You also see that Hana is carrying a case of some kind.
Oh.
And next coming out is Jaminia, striding forward in her ceremonial arbor, regal, noble, and happy. Everyone, we have proven to the multiverse that love triumphs over hate, that hope will overcome fear, and that forgiveness and redemption are not empty values. We have thrown off the shackles of strife and taken back our freedom. However, we are far from finished, as it will take much effort from all of us to fully recover the damage done by this conflict. Fortunately, it seems like we are certainly on the right road to get there. Peace was an effort that could not have been accomplished had we not set aside our differences and worked together for a common good. And today, we shall honor specific individuals who are so incredibly different in values, in thought, in appearance, in personality, but still call themselves friends. My heroes, come forth so I may present you to all of Alatastica. Juminia, Cassian, and Hana walk up. Juminia nods to Hana, who grunts a little bit, trying to open the case she's holding. She looks like she's about to say something inappropriate before Cassian and Juminia give her stern looks.
Can Faye quietly flick her finger to help undo the lock?
Yeah, because you see Hana attempting to open it with her teeth.
Okay, Faye very quietly uses a little magic to undo the lock for her.
Finally it opens, and Juminia and Cassian just give a small sigh.
What was I supposed to do?
There's still so much to teach you.
In the box, you see a very large collection of medals, each emblazoned with a strange new symbol. These are not medals that Directian would give in service to the crown, but instead an honor bestowed from a new government and authority, the authority of the United Alliance of Alatastica. So, Juminia picks up one of the medals from the box that Hana is holding, and first walks to Owen. Owen, you may not believe me when I say this, but I always thought you deserved happiness. And she pulls back. She takes another medal and walks over to Ivan. I do hope you'll visit often. Happiness is a great talent of yours. If you need help with restoring Cumulus, you need only ask.
And if you ever need little music in your life, you know who to ask.
Juminia takes another medal from Hana and moves over to Rhyme. I'd wish I had gotten to know you more, especially under better circumstances. Because we share more than one might think at first glance. We both have similar views when it comes to family, and we both love cats. It has been an honor.
Why wouldn't you?
It was an honor to fight alongside you, Rhyme.
My pleasure, Your Majesty, and it was an honor serving you in absentia.
Takes another medal, moves to Jalarum. You are the most surprising out of all of us. You are not the first I would have suspected to step up to become a leader in general. Forgiveness was hard for all of us, but I think it was hardest for you. If you need help restoring the daggers of light, it would be my honor to assist.
Jalarum just bows his head. I would like that.
She puts the medal on Jalarum, moves to Amber. Diamond Dragon. Almost poetic. Like we were destined to be friends. You know, Cumulus would be a very noble lair for a dragon. And she looks between the two of you. So, when can I expect children to spoil?
Amber just immediately blushes.
Well, we've had to see a lot of life taken for this world. Might as well do some good by bringing some into it. And he rubs Amber's stomach.
Amber,
I ain't touching that one with a 20-foot pole.
Yeah, Amber
I'm sure
quickly
they'll have fun.
hugs Jem real quick.
Mhm.
If you ever need a dragon to protect any of the lands,
You'll be
you'd
the
always
first I call. Jaminia steps back and pulls out the final medal and presents it to Phaethurin. She just hugs Phaethurin.
Faye hugs her back.
Thank you
It's really,
for saving
no,
me.
it's really, you know, it's really weird. I think that I was the most suspicious of you when we first met, and I think it took me the longest to trust you. Now, on my Alice side, I don't think there's anyone in the world I could trust more. Sister.
Yeah. Jaminia is a bit taken aback by that, but you see a small teardrop fall down her cheek.
She hugs her tighter.
I know that I'm not her, but I'll be here for you no matter what. I promise.
Thank you. Okay, need to be regal. Right. Right. Jaminia steps back to the throne.
That'll do.
Owen, you feel Owen, you feel something drop into your pocket. If you look in the journal tab, I have shown something to you. There's a mysterious note in there.
I see. Well, now I just have to wait for the other shoe to drop.
Smiling, translucent figures fade in the back of the throne room. Seolic Farewell, holding a demonic sword and no longer sporting lost limbs. He looks towards Amarta. Everyone turns around. And Amarta has become a bit of a sputtering mess. King Later Taporis, looking as proud as a father could be at his son. Cassian's jaw drops, and you see the normally placid man's face shift into emotional turmoil. You then see a man whose face you don't recognize, but a succubus whose face you do. And what's most surprising is that these two faces do not look upon you in judgment, but in contentment. They look to their children in the pews, where the daughter has seen them both and has become weeping into the son's chest. You see Hawthorne looking exactly as you last saw him, Amber. You then see Virag and a woman you don't recognize, but from the way Virag has embraced her, it's not hard to assume who she is. All three of them beam at you, Amber, in pride. Virag then looks at Caladrius, and with a smile, flips him off. Caladrius returns the smile, as well as the middle finger.
Yes!
Shout out to the one shot.
Mm-hmm. A halfling in artificer gear stands across a smoky, intimidating-looking elf, as well as the piercing, smiling face of Eleanor Gilrin. All three look at you, Jalarim, and give you a thumbs up. They look to Sylvester and Murphy, giving them a thumbs up as well. Murphy very gently prods Nora to look up. Eleanor continues smiling and then shifts her thumb to an OK sign. A stout-looking dwarf woman appears, looking at both Owen and Murdoch. Her hands form the shape of a heart, and tears of joy leave her eye as she looks between the two of you.
Oh, that was no.
That one hurts.
You then see a drow elf and a human female appear.
No.
The drow is only slightly familiar to Rhyme, but the woman is definitely familiar to her.
No.
And it doesn't take long for Rhyme to figure out who these two are. They sign at her in Dark Elf silence. A very simple, I love you. Fading in, you see the proud face of Speculo Malum. Jaminia cups her hands over her mouth, muffling a choking gasp. And upon seeing the next person, Anna completely drops the case she was holding. And then finally, you see the face of a friend who gave her life for those that she loved.
Rose.
The spirits of all those you have affected fade away into light. It is a melancholy few minutes as everyone tries to recover from whatever that was.
Hana crawls over to Jaminia, trying to hug her.
Yeah. Jaminia just doesn't even need an excuse. She just runs to Hana and just squeezes her.
I miss Dad.
I miss mine too. All right, all right. Jaminia sits down on the throne with a smile and opens her mouth to speak.
I will literally kill you.
The whole room has gone dead silent. And at the end of the throne room, standing in the doorway, clearly using bardic magic to cast ghost sound, and currently sporting the biggest troll face, is a monster.
Of course.
Jaminia gets up from her throne. She pulls out her sword and begins to walk toward him, her face dead-eyed and utterly expressionless.
Gem?
Oh,
Gem.
She doesn't hear you. She just continues to walk.
Oh boy, this ain't gonna end well.
And Amontolo puts his thumb to his nose and wiggles his fingers before darting away.
That little
twerp.
That is not what Faye said.
Yeah. Jaminia has left the throne room.
I just think you Faye's like, I require a reminder as to why raining down arcane fire is not a valid answer. Quickly, please, before he's out of range.
Yeah, Cassian looks at it. Should someone go after her?
Amber does it.
I'm not going after her. I'm going after him.
Amber gives chase after Jim.
Get little
Jim.
Jallum just is sitting there looking at it, like, just another day for it. Just another day, and that's for Jimini's heroes. And then just darts towards us.
And then Ivan follows after Amber. That's all, folks.
Faye is cussing fit to put Jalrum to shame right now.
All right.
Anna hops on the throne and she calls dibs.
So, the chase lasted about an hour. Witnesses reported hearing screams of anger, yelps of pain, smashes of wood, as well as howling laughter, particularly the phrase, "worth it."
Oh, that son of a gun.
Sure, let's go with that. Oh, man.
Ooh.
Oh.
What does that say?
Alright.
Ooh. Fancy. So very fancy.
Very nice.
A quietly murmuring audience waits on ornate seats in an extravagant concert hall. The spotlight shifts, and walking out of the curtain is Amontolo, bearing his enormous smile. Everyone, before we get started, I want to say that this has been a labor of love. This is a story that I put my heart and soul into because I felt it was a story that needed to be told. A story of adventure and fun, a story of heartache and sadness, a story of the joys of love and friendship between very different people, but ultimately a story of the triumph of hope and redemption. It means a lot to me and to all my friends who stood by my side and helped me put it together. I want to thank everyone in the audience for their support in helping get this project off the ground. Your passion and interest in this story was great motivation to keep going. There have been bumps along this 3-year journey, but I can say with certainty that I am proud of this final product. In the end, it was all worth it. And now, without further ado, the curtain slowly rises. Music emanates from the pit orchestra. Montelo turns to the audience with a wide Cheshire Cat grin. Welcome to the show.
Your voices are mute, we will take the time to understand. So hang around for a while now, lay down your roots, it's time to grab a
The Grey Elf Mage could not believe this was happening. He was one of many assigned to Lefether to protect the elders, women, and children who were hidden away in secret. They were expecting Drow, but devils had appeared everywhere in their place, slaughtering all of his comrades. He fought them off as best as he could, but he was running low on spells. The Cornigons surrounded him, gleefully cackling in a low, diabolic mirth. Surely he would be next. This place would be his grave. He closed his eyes in anticipation of a death that never came. He looked up. As quickly as the devils had appeared, they disappeared. The mage looked around at the destruction caused by these extraplanar beings. Is it over? He wondered. He looks around and then looks up into the sky. The deathly orange haze that had appeared along with the devils had also faded into a normal sunset. How strange, he thought, as relief washed over him. Something caught his attention up in the sky. What is that? A shooting star? A meteor? How unusual. It's heading for his house! A small explosion rings out. And for a brief moment, the mage had a flash of terror before he remembered that his family had been taken to a sanctuary. They were safe. But unfortunately, it seemed like his possessions were not. Shifting through the debris and dousing all the flames he could before they could spread, his curiosity compelled him to find the source of this explosion. His eyes narrow in confusion as he finds what appears to be the culprit. It looks like a key?
What?